Yes, sir. We back in this thing. What's going on with everybody? Yeah. Oh man. Let me get myself. Trying to make sure I get myself. Make sure my lights is right and everything. You know what I'm saying? It gets me in the proper mood. Welcome to Kush Eagle Living. I am your always smoking host. Oops, the great. Boy, how did we get here? If y'all thought I was gonna miss one of the most anticipated debates in hip hop of some time, if not ever, especially when I've been championing DJ Head since before a lot of y'all even knew who he was, since before I had a channel. It was zero chances of that happening. You know what I'm saying? I was here for it because I feel like DJ Head underestimated when I was saying DJ Head, the official voice of the West Coast. People, the few little responses I got on my videos, because that was my beginning. People looking at me side-eyed. The little comments was, you searching, you stretching, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Fast forward to now. What everybody saying? Exactly. But I appreciate y'all pulling up and, you know what I'm saying, chopping it up with your boy. I got something for us to look at. Obviously, I know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you about to find out. So, you know what I'm saying? Kick your shoes off. You know what I'm saying? Put your feet up. Get comfortable. Fasten that top buckle on your pants. Let your gut hang out again. Get comfortable. We in this thing. Hold up your best sticky. You know what I'm saying? Pour up your best drink. We about to watch and see what this hitting for. Now, there's two videos. They got a little chopped up one. And the cool part about that, I'm gonna play that one all the way out because it's already diced up already. Now, I'm gonna refer everybody to the main video, the full size. I think it's like hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. The full video. If you got time, because it's a long watch. If you got time, that's what you want to watch. But they diced up, surprisingly for a show, and especially where the argument went, they diced up the right one. I thought they would have diced up something that they look a little bit better in, but whatever. Now, also, before we get into the video, I want to give DJ Head his credits. I'm not about to say flowers. I don't understand how we got to a point in 2025 as a grown man. We want to say, I want to give you your flowers. That's moist. Let's stop it. Just say you want to give somebody their credit and keep it pushing. I want to give you your flowers. Crazy work. Let me tell you, it's programming to get you used to moist activity. But anywho, let me give DJ Head his credit real quick before we get into this. And the reason I'm saying this is, you gotta show an extra level of confidence, and it's a parallel to it too. I'm gonna explain it. It takes a real set of you know what. Yeah, I debate you, and I'll even come to your platform and debate you. Cause you can't touch me. I know what I'm talking about. I know this game. Everybody can't do that. Now, and the parallel, because I don't want to make this too long. I want to get to the video. The parallel being, he doing what his side represents, what they doing. He represents the voice of the West. And the top dog of the game, especially the top dog of the West, what he doing? Eventually, there's a tour day where he going to the Lions Den. And DJ Head did the same thing. Kudos to that. Hey, everybody ain't got the nerve or the stones to do nothing like that. Somebody else would have been going, oh, man, no, we gotta do it in my place for neutral side of it. All right, say less. I know what it is for you. I know what it's hitting for. I know what I know. And I know what you don't know. So kudos to DJ Head for, you know what I'm saying? Getting the right team, that quick W. We like wins. We like wins. We the opposite of the Lakers. Shout out to them Cavs. I bet you LeBron would use in Cleveland right now. But all right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Let me get the ears on. Let me get the ears on. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Man, I'm loving y'all and appreciating y'all because my numbers just looking so much better these days. Y'all just got them bubbling. We growing. Yep, it's a small channel, but we growing because I'm not too big or ever gonna be too proud to remember the days putting out videos. And I was lucky if I got 10, 15 views. I was lucky if one person gave me a comment, and I had to go through that for weeks before I got my first subscriber. So shout out to y'all for doing y'all thing. Y'all could be checking out anything. Like I always say, YouTube is short on content, and y'all chose mine. So major salute to y'all. But let's get to it. If you're smoking, light it up. If you're drinking, pour it up. We grown, so let's get to the business. Let's get to it. I know I had to say my line real quick. Yeah, this is Rory Mal. Y'all already know. I'm gonna link them in the description. You know, it ain't too often we get this on here, and I don't see them really. You know, whatever. If you rock with them, you rock with them. If you don't, you don't. But let's get to this because we've been waiting on this. I rolled up two. Yes, I'm smoking today. I'm not on the pen. I started with the pen, but I'm smoking today. So let's roll up. Let's get to it. You knew you was gonna hit play.
Mal, hearkening back to Family Matters.
Hearkening, spell that. I'm sorry.
HR. Mal, do you think domestic abuse allegations are too far in a battle, especially if they're unproven?
Do I think domestic abuse allegations in a battle are too far?
Unproven.
Unproven?
Yes.
I
think everyone can say proven domestic violence is fair in a battle.
Maybe, yeah. I guess I think that anything you start talking about, you know, when you start talking about somebody's family and things like that, maybe a line that may be too far. But then again, this is rap hip hop, but I don't think that there's any line as far as calling somebody a pedophile. I think that's the worst thing you can put on anybody's show.
And we're gonna get to that.
We'll get to that, but
do you think that domestic violence allegations are okay in a rap battle?
It's nuance.
I want to say this official debate setup is corny. They could have set this up as the regular show and then did a back and forth. We're official. It was cheesy, fellas. Just saying, to me, it came off a little cheesy. Let's stop trying to make it. This is the presidential debate, man. Come on, bro. It's hip hop. It's rap. It's hip hop. It's street. I just don't like stuff that is. It just comes off as overthought. It's overthought. But nonetheless, get to it.
Define nuance in this situation.
It depends on what the line is and what the rules of engagement are.
Drake, I think, directly said that Kendrick had beat his girl.
Then was it warranted?
I don't know. Because I don't know. Yeah. Do you think unproven domestic violence is okay to put in a battle?
I think anything is okay as long as both parties are cool with what the outcome. Like, you know how like they buy in, be like, hey, let's meet up and die. Yeah. If both of y'all are cool with dying.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like.
No, I get your point.
If me and you are okay with dying, then nothing's off the table.
Right? It's all good.
You know what I'm saying? It's only a problem if one party disagrees to the terms.
Okay.
I love that answer. If we both with the shits, let's be with the shits. Let's not kind of sort of be with it. Like, it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. I looked at when the back and forth got to going, and especially with the Not Like Us, right? Because they specifically talking about Not Like Us in this clip. The moment I'm trying to remember the order. The moment you shot out your shot, this might not be my kids, or one of my kids might not be mine, or my man's might be responsible for one, and that once you touch my home, everything open game. Everything open game, bro. We not about to have part-time rules for beefing and battling. Like, for one, I don't think a lot of people want to even understand if they want to call it just a battle or a beef. I think you might get away with you get away with less if it's just a battle. In my opinion, I feel like we could clearly cross this whole situation out as far as being under the battle category. This was not a battle. This was a beef. Now, when you beefing with somebody, ain't no rules of engagement with no beef. It's however I choose to get at you. Especially if you already threw a salvo across the field and it was ugly. Oh, think about it back in the day. When you signifying, telling jokes or whatever at school, once the first person throw out the yo mama joke, the rest of the session dark from there on. We talk about mamas, aunties, cousins, grannies, everything is up. Dead, live, it didn't matter. It is what it is. It's the same thing. This was the beautiful part of the moments back in school. It taught you how to handle these moments. And again, fast forward to now, it looked like Drake didn't have these signifying moments. So your armor didn't get thick and build up, so you it can calcify, so you ready to go out here and take these shots. And it looked like I don't think a lot of people on his side had that moment. So that's why they sensitive and hurt by it, because they identify with Drake. That's why they love him. So therefore, these moments are ultra shocking to them, because as you had your moments like we have it on this side of the fence and learn to signify and build up toughness and not get sensitive about anything, y'all would have let this be like water off a duck's back. And that's what happened. And that's how I explain that shit. We gonna keep it funky, man. We not about to play around with this. We gonna smoke and really talk that talk. We not middle ground in none of this. I'm comfortable enough to know I can say what I'm gonna say up there and not have to walk none of this back. Life builds you up for moments like this, and they clear cut didn't have it.
With that said, do you think Drake is a pedophile?
Do I think he's a what?
Do you think Drake is a pedophile?
By definition, no.
This is supposed to be they trick shot right here. This is supposed to be the win. I'm telling you. Watch.
Okay.
By what?
Watch how they play it.
So not by definition, but by what? Because it sounds like you think he's a pedophile by something else.
That's not what I said.
I said it sounds like.
That's not what I said. I don't take credit for anything I don't say.
Okay. So you don't think Drake is a pedophile by the definition of a pedophile?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. I hate this is just going to demonetize us immediately, and it's going to make my algorithms crazy. The definition of pedophile is sexual perversion in which children are the preferred sexual object. Mm-hmm. I'm going to close my laptop and hope the feds don't raid here.
And the defined and the definitive definition of a child is what?
All right. See, don't whack 100 me where you know the age of consent in every state.
Okay, fine.
I think.
Ain't knowledge beautiful? Ain't knowledge beautiful? If you won't watch enough DJ Head, you just missed a petty moment. Because only somebody like DJ Head will ask that, just because he know they ain't trying to be thorough with the way they doing this thing. So let me try to get some details and make sure we on the up and up the way we trying to frame everything up. You can't with DJ Head, you can't have him in a conversation and intentionally frame it some type of way, the way you want it, because he see it. Oh, this frame up. Okay, let me ask this question. Let me change this right here. Man, look, I wouldn't be surprised to find out eventually, like, he was in like debate club or something like that in high school or whatever. I was. That's why I'm saying it, because you're taught to pay attention how questions are presented to you. So he just got that debate kid type way of answering shit. But that was a dope little frame up. But listen to this. This is cool. I like both sides of the argument when they did this section of free.
Answer the layman answer.
And we also know as like moral fiber what a kid is and what a kid isn't.
The layman answer, Rory, is no.
Okay. And I believe you did answer it. And if everyone's ready to die, everything's off the table. But you think pedophilia is okay to be brought up in a battle?
I think if I do discuss with you, hey, this is a line.
Mm-hmm.
My earlobes are off limits,
mm-hmm.
and I violate the sanctity of that. Let's meet up and die.
Okay.
Mal?
I'm mad at that.
Thoughts?
Any thoughts?
On what he just said?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's fair. If he feels like, again, if there was a conversation and, certain things were deemed off limits, if somebody violates, the terms of the conversation, I think all bets are off. There's no rules of engagement. Everything is, fair game. I just think, just where I think your moral compass kicks in at some point. And it's just certain things certain energies I just wouldn't invite into, my music and things like that. And I just think, just that word is something that I just would never throw around unless it was absolutely definitively true. Like, then cool. But if not, I don't think you play with that word at all.
So let's address that real quick. Because we are then seeing the questionable things or questionable behavior with Drake in videos and pictures and messages sent back and forth to women of certain ages. That's we'll call it questionable, right? Because at the end of the day, I have to be fair. I gotta be fair. So, but my thing is, you could only give me so much questionable before you yourself as a whole become questionable, right? It's no different. Let me help. When you suspect the person you with, whether you're a man or a woman, when you suspect the person that you messing with, your significant other, creeping in the next room, in the beginning, you don't. All right, something ain't right, but you ain't accusing nobody of nothing yet. All right, you move around with your phone different. All of a sudden, your phone go to the bathroom with you. When I come around, all of a sudden you putting your phone away. Okay, that's something. I can't say nothing yet. That's something. Date you go outside, change up. All of a sudden, we all know you only give your significant other. Once you get your mindset, what's going on with you? You ain't moving right. You only go take one or two little somethings before you like, you cheating little. A lot of times people break up and they ain't even got 100% proof. But once your mind say somebody is something, you know how your mind won't let you ignore stuff that's too obvious. What you think woman intuition is? I can't trust this. I remember how I met you. Yep. We good. I'm saying.
Research.
I think that's the difference, though.
What?
The nuance of, I want to say like cultural prowess, right?
Mhm.
Like people who don't understand certain things.
Here's my thing, and not to cut you off. If Kendrick, again, I've never had a conversation with Kendrick about any of this shit, but if he feels like Drake is indeed a pedophile, how long did he feel like that? How long did he, think Drake was a pedophile? And why has he done music with somebody he thinks is a pedophile?
Why do I use Navan?
No one asked you!
It makes managing business travel spend.
No, I'm not telling you to answer it. I would just say, to me, it's just like, if we know, we come from a certain area, we see, we don't even play with that word. Because where we from, we know what happens to those type of people. We see people creating content online or meeting up with people that's trying to meet up with kids and have sex, beat them up, whatever. So in this battle, to introduce that energy against someone that you don't know if it's facts or not, you may just feel like it is for whatever reasons, whatever conversations you're privy to. My thing is, how long did you feel like that?
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
let me ask Mal a question.
Yeah.
Mal is beefing with Joe Budden.
Mm-hmm.
What's off limits?
What's off limits?
What's off limits?
Nothing is off limits.
Nothing is off limits.
Yeah.
So let's meet up and die.
Yeah.
Okay. So by that standard, then you can't say, well, that goes against my moral compass and all. Like, you just said nothing is off limits.
Right.
So that's what that.
You're right, and I understand that, but when it comes to that, and we both have children,
mm-hmm.
right? So we can at one point in our lives be ready to die and crash out. We'll burn all the shit down. But now when we're fathers
mm-hmm.
and we have children, we don't think the same anymore. We don't speak the same anymore. Look at like totally different, with different versions of what we used to be. Because again, you have children and you understand how sacred that is and how precious children are. So yeah, we could be in this situation where we ready to go
frame
all
up.
out. But at some point you gotta be like, nah, I ain't doing that though.
You just brought up kids.
Mm-hmm.
Who brought the kids up first?
Boom.
No, I understand what you're saying in the timeline of things. I understand what you're saying. But even in that,
you don't get the right to dictate anything beyond that point.
I'm not trying to dictate.
You see that frame up? Let me make children extremely precious. They extremely care. They're the most important thing in this conversation. He framed it up like that. So that way, if you were bold enough to go against what he's saying, oh, you are the bad person. That's the frame up. The DJ Head saw it again. It's crazy that they asked for this, right? Like, y'all didn't work. I mean, y'all came up with the questions. Did y'all rehearse them? Like, this, like, you don't pick an argument that has holes. Like, you just don't. You don't. Or if you do, in your preparation for the debate, you work on proper defense for what could be the potential weakness in your argument. That's how that's supposed to work.
Hey, shit. I'm just saying, at some point, you have to say, all right, what I'm saying, that would be effective. Because once you do that, once you label somebody that, again, somebody call somebody a rat, we know what can happen when you just call somebody a snitch.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from Carson, coming from New York. We know what can happen. A pedophile is worse than all of that shit.
Okay.
So when you label a man that, I would just think that you would have to be 1,000% correct in what you're saying and have facts on that before you throw it out there. And I do understand there's no rules once you say, oh, you know, my manager might be my kid's father. Cool. Disrespectful.
So no, not disrespectful. Again, you're trying to mitigate how one perceives the disrespect. You don't have the privilege of doing that. If somebody, if I tell somebody, if I walk outside right now and I tell somebody SMD, I have to be ready for what. I can't be like, oh, I got a kid and you got a kid. Let's think about it.
Oh no, Drake was ready for them. Obviously, he's the one that said.
So then at that point, there's no more discussion. Let's meet up and die.
I get that, but here's the problem is now. The problem is now when this is a record that you are like grandstanding, and this is a message that you are displaying to the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like you got your Super Bowl show and you got the Amazon show and now you're doing stadiums and things like that. And this is the record that is like, you know, that.
Wait, so is the issue it being said in his eyes, or is the issue the aftermath? Because it sounds like he argued, I got an issue with the aftermath. Like, who you said it, you had it right. Yeah, we meet up and die, as they put it. But then after that happens, there should have been no more reverberation from it. Because again, not like us turned out to be a success. Like it boomed. Like, so maybe the fact that it blew up the way it did, and it's gonna be forever sang or rapped and echoed all over the place, all over. I still say though, you accept what come with it, and what he about to hit him with is gonna be dope. What he about to hit him with is about to be dope, but like I don't think you could separate the two. If you accept part A, I feel like you have to accept part B. Like you can't say I'll take A because we agreed on A. But if B happened, you got to take care of that because B ain't supposed to happen or whatever. Like, I can't put a song out and say, "Hey, y'all, don't listen to it," or "Don't like." Hey, I'm put this song out, but y'all not allowed to like it past one day. Like if we went to go play it 24 hours after it came out, like it wouldn't play or something. Like. That I'm trying to put it in the way that he's saying it, and if you dumb it down, you clear it up and whatever. That's essentially what you're saying. Like, okay, I get it. You did it because he said something. You allowed to say something. Yeah, it is what it is. But no success from it. Get rid of it. Well, he was supposed to be J. Cole and delete it later. What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
That's where, to me, it's like, okay,
I just made a better record than you.
If that's the line you want to stand on, cool. I'm not, listen, it's a battle. We can pick sides, who you think won, who you think lost, great. I'm just saying now that all of that is kind of like over.
Well, would you feel the same way if Family Matters became what Not Like Us is?
Ooh, about the line of Dave Free being...
He performing at the Super Bowl, claiming that my kids ain't mine, his kids ain't his.
But I've said that. I was like, yo, he better have some information we don't have, because that's crazy to put on somebody.
That's not what I asked you. What I asked you is, do you feel the same way if Family Matters becomes what?
Somebody pull up Rory Mal receipts. Did he really come at Drake heavy? Like, hey man, you shouldn't be saying what you saying. I don't really watch too much Rory Mal, but I figure if you checking this out and you watch Rory Mal on a regular basis, put it out there for the community, man. If you can, link it in the comments, and I'll check it out just to be fair and look at it.
Not Like Us is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
No, my moral compass is set to where it's set to. It's certain things to me that I'm just like, all right, like you gonna say that, you got to stand on that.
So you being from where you're from and me being from where I'm from, we have a certain level of I call it texture, which I don't necessarily know how to describe it. You can tell when somebody is not authentically of that texture because they
Of what texture?
You come from a certain environment where you operate in a certain space, code of conduct, for instance. And I've spoken this, like, that's why I conduct myself a certain way. I can't get on the internet, on the radio, on television and just crash out. I can't say what I want. That's another gripe I have. We can get to that later, but I can't just say whatever I want because I have people that if certain people call my phone, I have to answer the phone. Like there's no, like I have checks and balances because I don't get the freedom to just say whatever the fuck I want to say because I represent too many or certain places and people and individuals who look to me as a representation of them.
And just to not like my word mean much of nothing, but those who know, I watch The Bigger Picture every week. Any moment, DJ Head feels like it's something he want to share, but he ain't sure. Live, right there on camera, he get on the phone, have his little side conversation with whoever. So I can't confirm or deny who he talking to. But at least it looked like he getting permission. Hey, I'm about to say something on the show. It kind of sort of involve you. Hey, you good with me saying whoop whoop whoop? If not, hey, I had to check on something. It ain't nothing. We can go ahead. Or if it's all good, hey, okay, let me break this down. Whoop, 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 whoop. I've never seen another show do that. I'd rather see that than I got a homie, I can't say no names, but and then you tell the story, but it's like a twisted version. It ain't the 100% what it is. So for what it's worth, might not be worth nothing. But for what it's worth, on the show he do be on some. Let me double check and make sure I can say this before I put it out there, just in case something kick back.
It's not just about me. And so that's a different level of respect. Tenfold, there's another thing called, and this is why, I mean, I'm not gonna pick on y'all, but there's two things which I talked to Elliot about before. One is called journalistic integrity. I'm a professional broadcaster. I come from professional broadcasting, right? So we have to learn journalistic integrity. Like Rory Mal, I know he was joking, but like, yo, we don't fact check here. That brings up the second point of contention, which is called libel, which I'm pretty sure like Benner is familiar with or whatever. Libel is when you say or do things that are false or disinformation, misinformation that can lead to you being sued. Tasha K, right? So I conduct myself in a manner in which I always have those three things in the back of my mind at all times. I don't get the luxury of just freestyling speech and shit like that. So that being said, when you look at like your moral compass is set a certain way, mine is set a certain way. You can look at certain individuals and how they move throughout the game. It doesn't even have to be Drake. It could be other media personalities or streamers or rap artists or whatever. You can tell who never had to go to the park or never had to catch the train or never had to answer their phone.
Absolutely.
You can tell those individuals, right?
That's a fact.
So you can't be like, you can't make an accusation like Rory fathered Mal's kids. And just because my record wasn't bigger than yours, be like, well, you can't say that about me on your record. No, we're meeting up and we're dying.
He didn't say he fathered his kids. He said, I heard he might.
I understand that, but the insinuation
but you know the difference though. As a journalist, you understand.
I'm not a journalist.
As a broadcaster, you had to learn certain things about what you say.
Yeah.
So if I say,
if we're gonna play that game, let's remember he said, "Hey Drake, I heard you like him young." I didn't say you like him young. I said I heard. If we playing the technicality game, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Your man took an L, B. You gotta let it go. Like boy, look. They loyal through. They gonna go down with Drake. They ready. They gonna do that. What's that? What's the one show? They went down with the ship. Somebody tell me what movie that was. They like going down with the ship. Motherfuckers up there doing this shit. We're going down with you, Drake. Like, that's crazy. You voluntarily choose to take an L with somebody that you ain't even got a T. That's real love. Like, it's relationships that don't have this kind of level of love. Like, think about it. When you look at your woman in the face and say, baby, I love you. There's a Drake fan somewhere saying that to a picture or a poster. And they mean it more. And you genuinely love your woman. Or a woman somewhere, she said, tell her man she love him, and there's another woman somewhere looking at a video of Drake, and she's saying it to Drake as if that's her man. I watched the videos. This is how people be thinking. Like, they together forever. They not gonna ever be apart. That's the cool thing about Kendrick. You can rock with him for a minute. You can go rock with somebody else for a minute, and then come back rock with Kendrick again. As you still welcome. Like, you, it's not like, nah, don't know you. Nah, I put out an album. I went to go rock with that album for a little minute and come back. Like, we allowed to pollinate from one good album to the next and still come back. Like, on that side, it's like all or nothing. Like options. Shit. It's like being with one woman all forever, never.
I heard that it might be.
Mm-hmm.
It's a totally different thing.
So when did he call him?
When did he call him
a PDF?
Okay, say Drake, I heard you like him young. You better not ever go to cell block 1.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward, certified lover boy, certified pedophiles.
Yeah, there's a comma there.
Certified lover boy, certified pedophiles. Who is he talking to?
You tell me.
Is he talking to the certified lover boy?
You tell me.
Okay, I'm asking you because this is your record.
This is my record. I was
You play this at every party.
Not every party. I did a corporate event. I didn't play it at.
Why not?
Because they wanted like 80s and 90s R&B.
Oh, but if it wasn't, you would play it. It's in your set.
I don't have a set. I read the crowd. I'm not lying to you. I've never prepared a set in 20 years. I crowd read. That's why radio's so hard for me, because I can't see people.
If you have 5 parties in a week,
I'm gonna play the record.
Out of how many of them parties will you play that record?
It depends on the crowd. That's what I'm reading the crowd. If the energy calls for it, then I'm not one of them DJs who make it about me. It's not what I want to hear. It's whatever the crowd is.
Okay. How many times have you played Family Matters?
Where?
At a party.
Probably once.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, that was Rory Mal. I ain't never thought I'd ever react to no Rory Mal ever in my life, bro. Unless they said something crazy, but this is gonna be probably the first and the last time that I react to something that is relatively positive. It wasn't no BS in it. It was cool. They shot it straight up. That was a straighter fade than Drake gave Kendrick. So respect. I'm gonna pin the full version of the interview or debate or whatever, the great debate. I'm gonna put it in the description. But my overall synopsis, they still crying. That's all I took that as, crying. We're gonna shoot straight. It was cool to see, though. It was definitely cool to see. It was different. That was different. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Cool little setup. Not too many people do like a little debate forum thing with hip hop in that way. At least not that came through my timeline. So it was definitely cool to see. I do wonder if they're gonna do another one. I was thinking like maybe they do a home and home. That'd be cool. I would like to see it done at the bigger picture. I would like a full. You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing a full panel, right? Almost like a Culture United, but everybody on the bigger picture set with the bigger picture. Everybody from the bigger picture, plus Rory Mal, and that's the better back and forth. The one-on-one ain't it, because the shows are not one-on-one. One show got 2 and one show got 3. So, well, I mean, it got Homegirl, so I mean, she counts 3, kind of, sort of, or whatever. So it's 3 on 3. I mean, whatever. Y'all get the gist. You know what I'm saying? I think that would have been better. I think that would have been better because you would have got Jeremy in there, who's the young, like the young journalist coming up, hip hop reporter coming up, and he's really detailed. And then you get the I think the more formal journalistic approach from Elliot Wilson, which I know he not everybody cup of tea, but if you ever go back, listen to some of his interviews, he does great interviews. It's just in between the interviews, he does crash outy type things sometimes. That would be dope if you somebody who really wants some like hip hop back and forth on. I mean, they don't even have to keep it on. I wouldn't just frame it as that one show. Just Kendrick versus Drake. Period. Or for me, if they want to like do a segment where it's them two as the topic, and then the second half of the segment be the state of hip hop or something hip hop general, when you include everybody. That would be dope. I think that would be like some must see content. Like, I can't say TV, but that would be real dope. But even when you watch the whole thing, I could say, from what I gather, my own little synopsis, I don't think anything really got overly out of pocket. I feel like it kind of went the way if you watch enough of the bigger picture or Effective Immediately, it kind of went the way you expected it to go. If they really wanted something that was going to be like 1 or 2 pieces of like shock value, again, the person you really want in there is Elliot. But especially because I think Elliot got an itch that needs to be scratched. Pause. At once upon a time, that Elliot Wilson mattered. Like the way he getting tested right now. Back then, wasn't nobody coming to Elliot Wilson like that at all. I mean, he might have artists mad at him, but it wasn't gonna be to this degree where you got regular YouTubers just like talking spicy about Elliot Wilson. So I feel like he itching for his respect back because, again, he feel like, and rightfully so, he put a lot of work in. He wasn't no overnight nothing. He had to work and grind and really get after it. So it's usually those type of people that's willing to do what they got to do. They want it back because you value it. You understood the value of it. So maybe we get fortunate as hip hop fans and they do that setup. If they do that setup, we gonna all enjoy it. But I think that's all I really got. And this keep going out. I hate this one. I rolled these in a rush, bro, because I was really trying to get this out as soon as I seen it, but I had to make a move. Then I got back. Like, oh, I need to get this out. This looks good. Because it took, I mean, I'm about to watch my last little 30-ish minutes of it, 40-ish minutes of it once I get this up and post it. Anything that's like an hour and a half-ish on up, I typically watch it in like segments. So I might knock out an hour, or if it's like 2 hours, I'll knock out an hour and some change and then come back and try to watch the rest of it. So I think that's all we got, because I still want to get a late night show in, so I need to get this up to y'all. But oops, great. This is Kush Equilibrium. I appreciate y'all pulling up to Smoke with your boy. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate everything y'all been doing for me. I'm gonna get back to y'all.